Hello everyone! Today's video is a remake and extended version of my previous Rozital video. This video will go over the lore that I already explored, but there will be some extra lore content that hasn't made in the previous video. If you like this type of content, like and subscribe to show your support. Also, I created my own wiki fandom about the Rozitals, which is linked in the description below. Now with that out of the way, let's begin. So let's go through the basics. Rozitals are a race of machines that are possessed by pink glowing crystals that are called life crystals. These life crystals are sentient crystals capable of reanimating any objects it possesses. The Rozitals we see are merely just mechanical vessels possessed by these life crystals. Rozitals are built from a very exotic and powerful material known as amphiphysium, which is a resource that can be found on Mars as well as deep underground on Earth. Amphiphysium is so strong that nothing can damage it, and since Rozitals are built from it, it means they are nearly indestructible. For unknown reasons, amphiphysium can also repel supernatural effects, making Rozitals immune to being cursed or to suffer from any anomalous properties. Due to Rozitals being indestructible from the amphiphysium material, only a weapon created by a Rozital or an Ariral can pierce their amphiphysium exterior. Raw amphiphysium normally appear as a red crystalline substance, but if you smelted it and combined it with steel or bronze, it will then form into a gold-yellowish metal. One interesting feature about amphiphysium is that, if damaged, it can repair itself if it's exposed to any electricity. Although amphiphysium is an extremely powerful material, it has only one negative side effect, as amphiphysium for some reason attracts a lot of dirt like magnet, which is why the Rozital in Advanced Education with Viktor Strobovski appear in brown rusted colors. They are just extremely dirty. Rozitals are very advanced, more advanced than the Arials. Rozitals have developed a technology that can control and create black holes, and they've created weapons that can destroy supernatural beings. And they have developed a technology that can cheat death with the rebirth pad. Their technology designs are very complex, and it's believed that some of the devices they build requires a life crystal to power it. As seen for most Rozital devices such as the black hole stabilizer, a handheld lamp, and even a spear have a life crystal attached to it, which means that the life crystal is powering it. In Voice of the Void, we can actually get a signal from one of these black hole stabilizers. For some reason, this black hole transmits the song everywhere at the end of time. This wormhole is surrounded by two rings and kinda looks like an biblical ophonym, although it is unclear if this was intentional or not. But for me, I don't think it is intentional. Also, a fun fact, in one of MrDrNose's earlier game known as UD game, you can find a piece of a wormhole stabilizer on the Mars level. Anyway, my theory for the wormhole is that it's a dimensional shortcut for the Rozitals to get from point A to point B. And according to the wiki, the other side of the wormhole is relatively close to the Ariral homeworld. The rebirth pad is a Rozital device that can be a literal lifesaver. It first and last appeared in Advanced Education with Viktor Strobovski in the Panacea Station level in the Rest Arena. Here is how this rebirth pad works. If you have a rebirth pad controller and step onto the pad, it will activate, and as long as you have the controller for it, you will be revived and teleported onto the pad. So it's basically a respawn checkpoint. The exact reason why the Rozitals made this is unknown, since the Rozitals are immortal. My only theory is that it was created for the Arials as a gift. Rozitals have constructed ships that take simple yet complex designs, such as a giant cube or a cylindrical. Due to these ships being built from amphiphysium, they can survive the biggest meteors without suffering any damage. Rozitals are responsible for creating mutant cyborgs. One cyborg mutant that we know is the Anti-Breather, which is an escaped mutant who has some kind of traumatic experience which triggers it to attack and kill anybody it sees breathe. I'm not gonna go over lore about this guy since you can look it up on the wiki, Due to Rozitals being nearly indestructible, they inhabit any planets that are uninhabitable. Rozitals have also inhabited other universes and dimensions, and there are so many Rozitals that millions of them is considered just a minor portion of their population. Now let's go through the characters of the Rozital race. I will go explore each one of them and explain as much about them with my extended knowledge and memory. The first Rozital I will go through will be the guards and foot soldiers of the Rozital race, starting off with the Kavotias. The Kavotias are the foot soldiers of the Rozital race, and are considered as the weakest far-range units. The Kavotia is a walking turret with a main circular head and 3 legs, and on their face is the gun muzzle that fire bullets or lasers. They first appeared in Advanced Education with Viktor Strobovski, where they appear in a dirty brown color instead of yellow, and would fire heavy bullets instead of lasers. These Kavotias will be seen in the level patrolling the Panacea station sectors, usually talking and interacting with each other. But once they see a player, they will begin opening fire on them. Kavotias have gender identities. Masculine Kavotias appear bold, while the females have a bow on top of their head. The Kavotias were just merely security guards of the Panacea station, but as seen in Voices of the Void, they can be foot soldiers too, usually garrisoning their objective. Here are some interesting facts about the Kavotias. Originally, they were going to be called syringes and would fire syringes, but they were later changed to bullets because they were much simpler to implant. Kavotias also have some kind of portal inside them which give them unlimited bullets. But this is no longer the case because Kavotias now fire lasers. Kavotias also can pick up objects with their minds. There was a dialogue in Advanced Education where a Kavotia would say this:
"I lost my ability to grab items."
According to MrDrNose about this dialogue, the Kavotia's telekinesis ability was malfunctioning and lost the ability to grab things. Next up is the Petagmetis. Petagmetis is another Rozital guard, which is just a floating red eyeball that shoots lasers. There's not much about them. The Skoufokana is a scorpion-like Rozital that was supposed to be added into Advanced Education with Viktor Strobovski until MrDrNose decided to not work on the game anymore. They appear as a 6-legged Rozital with tail-like appendages and 2 spikes at their front. They also act as securities in the Panacea station and would usually be in groups. They have a stinger and 2 claws that they would use against any intruders. That is currently all the Rozital foot soldiers and guards that we know of as of now. Next up on the list will be the workers of the species. These workers are non-combatant units whose purpose is to either fix machineries or other things. There are currently 3 of them that we know of. The first Rozital workers are the Arachelas. The Arachelas are large, spider-like Rozitals with a large, life crystal orb for a head. These Rozitals have 8 long, spider-like legs extending from their core. Their main purpose is to transport life crystals around the station. The next Rozital workers are the Waterthrowers. There's no information about the Waterthrowers, as they are considered lost. Apparently, the Waterthrowers have suddenly disappeared and lost contact with the station and the rest of their kind. All we know about the Waterthrowers is that they were originally the one keeping the Panacea station and the other Rozitals clean. But due to their disappearance, the entire station and most of the Rozitals began to be very dirty. Hence why the Kavotias in Advanced Education are dirty in the first place. But don't worry though, other Rozitals have decided to do their work for them. The last known Rozital worker is the Freek-A-Del'ka, a Rozital who was originally supposed to collect and transport biowaste until her life crystal was corrupted, turning her into a crazy bitch seeking to consume all organic matter, whether they are alive or not. For unknown reason, she somehow ended up in the Infinite School where Advanced Education with Viktor Strobovski take place in, where she would be found in the Rust Labyrinth and the Rust Arena as a boss fight. In advanced education, she appears a meatball with multiple red patches, eyeballs, and horns. Here are some fun facts about Freek-A-Del'ka. Freek-A-Del'ka is genderless, but identifies as a female. Freek-A-Del'ka has 360 vision, because of the eyeballs she grew around her body. Freek-A-Del'ka can also grab objects with her mind like the Kavotias could. And that's about it. Next up are the Rozital Scouts, first one being the fan favorite, the Soltomias. The Soltomias are Rozitals with a rectangular screen head with 6 long metal tentacles that protrude from the back of their head. The Soltomias' job is to scout the inside of the station. These Soltomias move around the station using the pipe system to get to places much faster. The Soltomias are friendly and social creatures who like to clean other Rozitals. Since the Waterthrowers are gone, they are now the one in charge of cleaning. Soltomias are not likely to be hostile, but if angry, they could rip you apart. But this is very unlikely. These Soltomias are also known to kidnap patrolling Kavotias so they can clean them. There is one Soltomia who is in charge of cleaning Pagonioplo-Igetis specifically, and this Soltomia is on a leash for some reason. Here are 2 interesting facts about the Soltomias. The Soltomias were the first to discover the Arils, and they really liked the Arils. The next scouts are the Proskopos. Proskopos are 6-legged Rozitals with an orb-shaped head with 3 eyes on the front. Although it's not confirmed for what their purpose is, I can safely assume they are made to explore planets outside of the Panacea station. These guys can also one-shot you with a single blast. The only interesting facts about them is that I gave them the name Proskopo, meaning scouts in Greek. The next subtypes of Rozitals are the big boys, which we will label them as Guardians. These Guardians are the strongest Rozitals, whose job is to protect certain things that are important to the Rozital species. There are currently 3 of them that we know of. The first Guardian is the Perpaoulkon, which is a somewhat of an unfinished character, making their first appearance in Advanced Education with Viktor Strobovski in the background of the menu screen. They are 2-legged Rozitals with a cylindrical center and 2 lens-like goggles for eyes, and 3 tube-like arms that emerge from the center. On their arms are cannons called an Aspheria. In Advanced Education, they were supposed to be a boss fight, but that never made it in the game. These Guardians' job is to protect certain important things within the Panacea station. Also, Perpaoulkons are capable of hovering above ground. The next type of Rozital Guardians are giant felines we know as Oreichalkini Gatas. Oreichalkini Gatas are giant metal skeletal cats who were supposed to be added into Advanced Education. In the game, they were supposed to be protecting a very important gem that can open up portals, and they would chase the player down if they steal the gem. Oreichalkini Gatas appear to have orange glowing eyes, metal whiskers, and 2 legs at the front. But this design isn't finished as they were supposed to have a full-on body. The Oreichalkini Gatas are supposed to be armed with a taser-like weapon on their tail. Also, Oreichalkini Gatas are incapable of speaking, so they just scream. Now, enough with the spooky sounds. Next up is another fan favorite, that being the Pyramid Tripod in all his glory. The Pyramid Tripod is a humongous Rozital that stands on 3 legs with 2 scythe-like arms and a pyramid-shaped head, and 1 large glowing pink guy. It's unknown whether these Pyramid Tripods serve any other purpose, but in Voices of the Void, they were sent down to Earth to hunt and eliminate the wisps, so the local Arials are safe from these angry wisps. I'm sure the pyramid tripod serve other purpose in their existence beside wiping out the angry wisps, because if that is all they're made for, then they are completely obsolete now that the wisps are now gone, making their whole existence now meaningless. These are the only known Rozital Guardians to exist within the Eternitydev universe. Next up are characters who don't have a category, since they are truly one of a kind. The first Rozital on the list is Phonty-Phonograph. Phonty-Phonograph is a phonograph with legs. Phonty was an actual phonograph, but one day Diefthyntis thought it would be interesting to give it life. And boom! Phonty is born. Phonty was just an experiment and has no real purpose or role within the Panacea station. He just exists because yes. One day, however, Phonty got captured and is now trapped in the infinite school where advanced education with Viktor Strobovski would take place in. Phonties have drills for some reason. My best theory is that Diefthyntis built him with salvaged leftover with some kind of Rozital mining units. Here are some fun facts about Phonty. Phonty has a crush on Eri. Yes, Eri, the one that is constantly being referenced in Voice of the Void way too many times. Phonty loves her so much that he will fucking kill you if you disrespect her.
So sorry, I think you need this. And last, you like my costume? What? Okay. I think I should have tried little bit better. I will go to other more important things. Phonty, what are you doing? No, calm down. Don't be like that. Please, stop.
Jesus. I really think that my sanity, but he's kind of hard. Oh no.
What did you do?
The next character is an angry bird Rozital known as Pagonioplo-Igetis. Pagonioplo-Igetis is an anthropomorphic peacock Rozital who was also supposed to appear in advanced education, but of course that never happened. In lore, Pagonioplo-Igetis is known to be very strict and aggressive to others, but will be calm when she is near Diefthyntis, since she doesn't want to make herself look bad to him. However, there are rare cases that she can be affectionate and kind towards allies who give her compliments. Pagonio respects Diefthyntis greatly and gets jealous when someone else compliments him. Such as Arachela, who complimented Diefthyntis, and Igetis will get pissy and argue with her over it. Pagonioplo-Igetis' role within the Panacea station is to be some kind of law enforcement and commander, supervising the other Rozitals. She patrols the station, and if she sees any machinery that isn't functioning properly, she will report it and instruct Rozital workers to fix it. If she sees any intruders, she will try to kill them. She will also call for backup to help her with killing the intruders. Outside of all of that, she has outdoor jobs, like going on another planet, cleaning the Mars panel, or capturing specimens or escaped mutants. Pagonio is the most powerful Rozital built by Diefthyntis, more powerful than the Guardian Rozitals. She has a large arsenal of weapons and abilities, she has all sorts of guns, and she has some kind of a utility built to holster her weapons. She has a laser rifle that fucking explodes, and she has a personal energy shield that protects her. But one interesting fact is that this energy shield can be used as a weapon. If she focuses and concentrates, she can release that energy of her shield to kill her target. As I said before, she was originally supposed to be added into advanced education with Viktor Strobovski, where she would hunt the player down. MrDrNose was considering that there will be a cutscene where she breaks through the wall and kills everybody. Here are some fun facts about Pagonioplo-Igetis. Number 1. She is a dominant bird who likes attention. Number 2. She was originally supposed to have a plasma screen face, but for some reason they replaced her plasma screen face with fucking camera eyes. Number 3. If you call her a chick, she will be confused and won't get the joke. Number 4. She has a personal Soltomia that she keeps on a leash. Number 5. She makes sure that Perpaoulkon and Oreichalkini Gatas are not fighting. Number 6. Pagonioplo-Igetis has gone through many redesigns. The first design was an old concept made by MrDrNose where she was just a head with a plasma screen face and a spike for a nose. The next design was made by a moderator known as Cole, also nicknamed Alex in the Eternitydev server. This design made by Cole is very much better, more intimidating and cool. Later on, Nose would give her an official design and add her into Voices of the Void. But this official design is the worst fucking design imaginable. Like, what the hell is this chicken-ass design? Number 8. She can't kill the Doomslayer. Now for the last Rozital is the Big Daddy Diefthyntis, the creator and leader of the Rozitals. Diefthyntis, aka BCCM, is the first Rozital to have ever existed. We have yet to learn of his origin, but we know that he started building his empire billions of years ago. Diefthyntis is genuinely calm, and he never swears. He is kind to everyone, unless they attempt to attack or infiltrate the Panacea station. He is curious and always willing to learn about humans and their culture. He is also very close to Pagonioplo-Igetis and acts as their father figure. He is the leader of the Rozitals, and he is the director of the Panacea station. He is the one who is responsible for making new types of Rozitals. He is the one who created Phonty, Freek-A-Del'ka, Pagonioplo-Igetis, and Tripod Pyramid. Although he is the director of the station, he hardly has to do anything, since the station functioned pretty well without him. But he does have to repair malfunctioning KIF issues from time to time. Diefthyntis is mostly busy doing other things, such as constructing new variants of Rozitals, whether they have a purpose or not. He's also researched bizarre technologies and always trying to find ways to improve his people. He's also trying to find a way to make amphiphysiums stop attracting dirt like magnets. Here are some trivia facts about Diefthyntis. Diefthyntis' name is Greek for director. Diefthyntis' first creation was a little companion that would accompany him on his journey. Many of Diefthyntis' designs are modeled after animals from Earth. Well, no Now let's go over the life crystals and how they function. Life crystals are pink glowing crystals, which first appeared in Advanced Education with Viktor Strobovski, which afterward they began making a constant appearance in MrDrNose's future games, such as UD game as well as Voices of the Void. Life crystals are the most unique crystals in the Eternitydev universe, and they are formed by growing on other types of crystals. Life crystals cannot move or do anything when they are just a crystal, but if they somehow manage to find a vessel to possess, such as a boulder or a skeleton dog, they can do whatever they want with the ability they have in that certain vessel. As a boulder, they just roll around and crush anything that gets in their way. As a fossil hound, they just bite you in the ankle. Life crystals can possess anything, including a living human. If you, let's say, smash a life crystal into a pile of dust, and snort it up like it's some kind of crystal meth, the life crystal would take control of your body, and in revenge, it will make you commit suicide. Life crystals can be used as a power source. As we can see with some of the Rozitals' technology, these things can be somewhat of an unlimited power source. But the life crystals can get tired and need to rest to recharge. It is also impossible to kill a life crystal. Smashing it or slicing it into pieces will not kill the life crystal. Instead, it will split into more life crystals with their own consciousness. Of course, you are more likely to be burnt to death before you can even break a life crystal into pieces. As seen in Voices of the Void, if you hit the life crystal inside the cave, it will set you on fire as payback for whacking it with a pickaxe. For unknown reason, a life crystal can get corrupted, which turns it into a crazy motherfucker. Freek-A-Del'ka as an example. Freek-A-Del'ka got corrupted and now seeks to consume all flesh, absorbing any humans that are unfortunate enough to get caught by her. It's unknown what causes a life crystal to get corrupted exactly, and how many Rozitals would fall victim to this corruption. But one good thing to know is that the life crystals can be cured from this corruption. But the method to do this is unknown. as MrDrNose would just say that Diefthyntis has plans to turn Freek-A-Del'ka back to normal. Another thing to mention about the life crystal is that if a life crystal has too much energy, it will become unstable and explode. A very odd thing is that a life crystal can ascend beyond their life crystal form and become independent and become a ghostly figure. The only known Rozital to do this is Avatinian, who was a Rozital in the Petagmeti station until she decided she didn't want to be a Rozital anymore and left her vessel and become a ghostly figure made out of blue fire. Now, at last, we go over the lore about the home of the Rozitals, the Petagmeti station. The Petagmeti station is the large facility that the Rozitals live in. It was the 4th level to be added into advanced education with Viktor Strobovski, but this level will be left unfinished with barely anything being there. There was a lot of content that was planned for this level, but they never made it to the games because MrDrNose stopped developing advanced education completely. Anyway, the Petagmeti station can be considered as a dimension on its own, as it inhabits multiple planets at the same time at once. I don't know if that makes sense, but I guess it's the same logic with the TARDIS from Doctor Who, but much bigger and everywhere, almost. The Petagmeti station is created for the production and purification of Pentaga. It consists of an extremely spacious factory with many sections, piles of metallic parts, and conveyors which transport and perfusium parts throughout the station. There are many pipes throughout the station. Some pipes contain bright pink Pentaga, other pipes contain water or even Fruit Loops. The station's main inhabitants are obviously Rozitals, but for some reason there are slugs. Diefthyntis is the director of the station, and he is in charge of who is approved or not. If you're not approved, then the Rozitals will see you as an intruder and will kill you on sight. Instead of being made up of numerous rooms, the Petagmeti station consists of sections separated by gravity fields. The station is very huge, but it's getting bigger as it's constantly expanding. Although the Petagmeti station isn't actually the entire facility itself, it's merely just a large section built to produce Pentaga, as there is more to this facility beside Pentaga. A lot more we never really got to see. Introducing the Conservatory. The Conservatory was supposed to be the 5th and final level of advanced education with Viktor Strobovski. We have nothing on this level. We just know that it exists and what it was going to be. According to the wiki, the Conservatory is one of the most important parts of the station. Currently, all that is known about the Conservatory is that it is a Rozital greenhouse that grows plants. According to MrDrNose, the point of the Conservatory is the same reason with life evolving. It's supposedly a robot ecosystem. And that's pretty much all the information we have. Well, except there is supposed to be a new Rozital in this level called the, how the hell are you supposed to pronounce that? I would have talked about this entity earlier, but there is no information at all. And there won't be any more information about the Conservatory or the biblically accurate Rozital. Because MrDrNose isn't going to work on advanced education, because he abandoned it, and he has shown that he doesn't care about its fanbase. So now all we have left is an unfinished game that had great potential to be one of the most unique horror games out there. Now I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe because it took me so terribly long to get this done. Literally. And please, maybe join my Discord server. Also, before I end the video, I may make another Rozital lore video in the future. But this is unlikely. Unless you help me gather more lore about them. Since I'm banned from the Eternitydev Discord server, I ask you to help me find more information by going onto the Q&A channel and ask MrDrNose anything about the Rozitals. When he gives an answer, be sure to screenshot it and send it to me in my DMs. This is my username on Discord. If you have any information on the Rozital, please do contact me so I can put them in my next future Rozital lore video. Okay, bye!